Welcome back to the Forest of Hatred. It is time to interview the great people who helped me make this project a reality and to ask them some well-chosen questions. Since the main character's voice actor refused to give answers, I'll begin with Lynn's voice actor's Silent Joe, and then go through the others in order of how much screen time they have. I'm not going to intersect into any of these, I'm just going to ask these questions. Enjoy! So everyone, who are you and what did you do?
Hello, I'm Silent Joe. I voiced Urza in Dataman's latest anime sword fights video, Urza Scarlet vs. Cutie Honey. I've provided supporting voices for several audio plays, as well as anime abridged series, including High School DD, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and School Days. I have a playlist on my YouTube channel where you can find most of the projects I've been involved with.
Hello, my name's Alan Armstrong, and I voiced the Rocker Dad in this project. This is actually my very first actual real project, and I'm just, you don't understand how appreciative I am that I was able to get my start by doing something like this.
My name is Danny, also known as Skinny Mini on YouTube. I am a voice actor / LPer, and I am super excited to be a part of this project. It was a lot of fun, and I got to be a fun little girl. I play Ruby, the little girl in the Forest of Hatred movie. She is adorable.
My name is Louis Badalament. I'm an up-and-coming actor and writer. Some of the stuff I've worked in includes the With Voices project and Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V, the abridged series, and a web cartoon series called Radcoon. I've also written a book called Tales I Grew Up With, The Grandparents. You can find it on Amazon.com. I wrote the screenplay for the samurai movie which appears within Lyn, Forest of Hatred. Then I voiced the characters who appear in it. The name of the samurai movie is Zutushu, Blood Showering Upon the Sakura Blossoms, in case anyone was curious.
My name is Terry Wood. I'm a composer, writer, and occasional infrequent actor. I composed for Badalament's previous film and am composing for a video game called Tempest. I wrote the music for the film and occasionally provided my thoughts on the storyline.
How did it go?
It went pretty well, I'd say. I enjoyed being a part of this project.
It was actually really good animation, good voice actors, a lot of back and forth communication. He gave me a lot of feedback, which at being new to all this, I'm very appreciative of. And I tried to work to the best of my ability. I was a little short in funds and didn't get the good mic until later on. But I think he was able to make do. He did a pretty good job editing it.
The production was great. There were awesome people to work with. They were very understanding and giving me notes when I needed it and trying to show me like how to react and how to act. I would definitely participate. I would love to do more. I would love to do this character for any other projects they want me to do or involved in. And I would totally recommend you guys watch this. It's animated and it's very different, but it's really good. I really like it.
Well, funny story about that. See, I was told to whip up this samurai movie scene, but the truth is I had never really watched any samurai movies before. I know that this movie I'd be making was supposed to be kind of corny and pretty much a parody of itself, but I was scrambling to watch a bunch of actual samurai movies real quick just to get a stronger sense of what samurais were all about and what it was I was spoofing. Once I'd done my research, then everything else was just plain fun, having it up all the way. And if you're ever looking for awesome samurai movies yourself, I personally recommend 13 Assassins and The Seven Samurai.
I think it went pretty well. I've written some of my best music yet.
Any difficulties? Was the production a mess? Basically, would you recommend this movie to anyone?
Knowing what I know now, I'd definitely still participate in this project. I actually didn't see much on the production side of things, since my character wasn't as dialogue heavy as the other characters. I would certainly recommend this movie to anyone who is a fan of horror movies. The story is unique as well as the animation style. The music is really well done and helps set the mood for a lot of the scenes. I wouldn't quite consider it a difficulty, but it was interesting that I didn't find out who my character was until I saw the rough cut. I would get messages from the director requesting certain sounds or words, but other than that, I wasn't told who I was portraying.
It was pretty good for me, but I must have frustrated him quite a bit. I was very busy, a lot of unfortunate accidents was happening. For instance, on the day of the last one of my lines, I got robbed. My storage unit had gotten robbed. They had taken stupid stuff like a flashlight or a fan. They were probably just kids looking for stuff that looked cool to them. Well, I spent the next week having to take everything out and find a new place for them. And that must have been very frustrating for him. And I do apologize, but I apologized a lot to him for that. The production process, it was pretty good. Like I said, a lot of back and forth communication. He's getting a lot of feedback, and I gave my feedback where I could. Like the pacing, the volume, such and such. And when asked if I would do this project again, I would definitely would, especially now that I got a pretty good mic, and I bet you I could do a better job on it now. And I recommend all my friends to watch it. It's pretty good. Shocking actually a few times. Was not expecting that surprise ending. The biggest difficulty I had was scheduling. Like I said before, getting my recordings in, and my lack of good equipment.
The production was great. There were awesome people to work with. They were very understanding and giving me notes when I needed it, and trying to show me like how to react and how to act. I would definitely participate. I would love to do more. I would love to do this character for any other projects they want me to do or involved in. And I would totally recommend you guys watch this. It's animated and it's very different, but it's really good. I really like it. The difficult part was trying to stay consistent being that high, because my voice isn't naturally that high, and it does take a toll on me, so I usually try to keep like some hot tea next to me filled with honey, so that way that kind of calms my vocal cords.
Because when I sound like this a lot, my voice gets really draining when I do it for about an hour.
And sometimes I'll lose the voice, and it's really difficult to perform it, and I may want to make sure I perform my best whenever I perform. So trying to keep that high voice consistent is very difficult, but it's so rewarding in the end.
I say Lynn Forest of Hatred is an ambitious production, but knowing what I do now, yes, I'd still participate. I'm a fan of the horror genre, and I always love the chance to come up with my own stuff. Yeah, I definitely recommend people watch this.
It was difficult. Badalament is very particular about the music, and so many of the tracks went through a couple revisions. I've never written for a horror film or anything horror at all, so this was new for me. The sounds of Lynn are very synthetic, both by choice in usage of synths and by necessity, as I do not have very advanced software at all.
Describe the character you played.
Lynn, I think, is really the most mysterious character we see in the movie. We're given all that we know about her from Tommy's point of view. We know that she's involved in the occult and was performing rituals. That's what the audience is given as far as who Lynn was. Now towards the end we see she's become some sort of demon or monster of the forest, most likely due to her occult activities. What intrigues me about her is that after attacking Tommy to the point where he's near death, when asked what she wants from him, her answer is forgiveness. Does she deserve forgiveness? Who knows? What drove her towards the occult to begin with? There's still such an air of mystery around her character. I look forward to learning more about her in the future. One of the more unique things about my character is that as I was recording, I wasn't aware of who my character was. All I had to go on as far as the tone of the character was what the director asked for. He gave me very detailed explanations for each noise or sound effect he needed, so that made it easier to give him what was needed for Lynn's character. I kinda liked this approach, as it made more of an impact when I saw the rough cut and realized just who I was voicing.
My character, he was this really rocker type of guy. Like he was very cool looking, like the cool guy in the crowd. But he once he had a kid, he had to straighten up a lot. Like he still liked to party and have fun, but he realizes he had more. He'd have to go to a ballet recital, something. He has to be responsible and not uptight, but a good father. And I think I tried to portray that the best I could. Uh, as you could tell in the story, he loved his daughter a lot, and he cared for her safety.
My character, Ruby, she's a typical little girl who seems very oblivious to the things around her until it gets very dark. And then once it gets very dark, it's like all hell breaks loose and she doesn't know what to do. And her having to realize what's happening, it's like she has to grow up really fast, but it doesn't end up working in the end, which is very sad. So it's very, very, very heart-wrenching to see my character go through that.
I play two characters, Gyotaro and Zotushu. Gyotaro is just pure feudal-era evil, treacherous, ruthless, and vile, while Zotushu is just pure feudal-era good, and pure Bushido. To get into the right mindset, I ate lots of rice while meditating under a rushing waterfall and swinging a katana.
What was your death like?
My character Lynn's death isn't actually shown on screen, but considering how angry Tommy is about this whole situation, I imagine it was pretty gruesome. Maybe this is a case of less is more as far as gore and violent deaths?
My death scene, it was pretty shocking, honestly. I knew I was gonna die because I had to make the lines, which I drank some soda and put it back in my throat and just kind of croaked those last lines. I think I did pretty good simulation of blood drowning in my own blood. But it was shocking that it happened right in front of his kid. Like, that's what got me, that it happened right in front of his kid. And he basically, with the last breath, told her to run, get out. And knowing that the kid's not going to escape. That just got me.
The death is shocking, and I don't think the director's crazy. I think it's more of just shock value, trying to show, bam, this is what could happen. And it's like, oh, wow.
Alright, there you have it. Once again, thanks to everyone and have a happy future.